to almost half of the people that I represent were actually born overseas. So the citizenship changes that are being proposed by the Turnbull government are extremely relevant to my community. So the way we are going to work tonight is I'm going to speak very briefly about the nature of the changes that are being proposed, because I know many of you are very concerned about how this will affect your families and your communities. Mark will then moderate a brief session where community leaders will talk about the impact on their communities, and then we'll take questions from all of you, any of you who want to understand more about these changes or how you can stop them, importantly, are ones that we're very interested in answering, and Julian will then finish up the session for us. So let me firstly talk a little bit about the changes that are being proposed. So there are two critical things that I'm most concerned with in what's being proposed. The first is that the Turnbull government wants to change the language requirement for Australian citizenship. Currently, it is, I think, perfectly reasonable to ask that people who become Australian citizens have some level of English, and that is the current requirement. But the Turnbull government wants to change things so that you can only become an Australian citizen if you speak English at a university level. Now, I'm very, very worried about this, and I can hear some gasps in the audience, and there's a really good reason for that, because if you look around the room here, if you go out on the street and talk to some of the shop owners, if you go up to Monash Hospital, to any of the services that we rely on in this area, you will meet migrants and children of migrants who may not have come to this country with perfect English, but by God, they're making a contribution. And the truth is that under these new citizenship changes, many of these people, some people in this room, would never have had the chance to become Australian, and I think that's incredibly sad. So the second change, which is important and it affects a lot of people again in this room, is a change to the length of time that you have to be a permanent resident before you can apply for citizenship. Currently the rule is that you have to be a permanent resident for a year, and then you're allowed to apply for citizenship. The government wants to change that to 4 years. Now again, this is a policy that Mark and Julian and I are very worried about, because of what it says to people is that there's got to be this long barrier before you can actually commit your allegiance to our country. Now, what I think is important is getting people to commit allegiance to Australia as quickly as we can. We want citizenship to be a welcoming process, a way that we create one whole community, as we have done so successfully here in the southeastern suburbs of Melbourne. I don't want to see a situation arise where we have effectively two tiers of Australians. Full citizens, and then a class of people who feel that they're waiting endlessly to become Australian, and when they do get the chance to try for that test, are not able to make it because of this university level English requirement, which I feel to be just too much. One of the things that we are very aware of in our communities is the extraordinary contribution that migrants are making. It's communities that have been coming to the southeastern suburbs of Melbourne for generation upon generation, and in every corner of Hotham, in every corner of Isaacs, in every corner of Bruce, there are people who are from migrant backgrounds who are making an extraordinary contribution, and these changes devalue that contribution. That is why we are opposed to them. So I want to now welcome Mark Dreyfus to come up and invite some community leaders who will talk a bit about how these changes affect them. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Claire, and can I thank all of you for coming out on a very...
SK Media.